Alright, so I bolted it into the car, threw the pieces up real kind of like a rough thing, sprayed some foam over them. Just now cut the foam off using just a big flexible long knife. And then overall, so the slopes the way they were, in order for the gauge pods to sit even remotely in a usable fashion. So you use the foam to fill certain spots, and then certain, you know, like there's a drop here obviously because the slope was absolutely the opposite of what it would need to be, and then this was a high spot that I cut down. So I'm still going to use some industrial adhesive and some other stuff. A lot of work still yet to be done. These were holes. I threw a guide coat on it, not because I wanted it black, but because I wanted that white not to kind of disillusion me, so that I could actually use the overall shape, like I could see it, visualize it, and continue working it. And then of course on the back I'm going to bracket everything and spray foam all of it inside because I don't have any real dash. So some people asked about the gauges. See, normally they're tilted internally, but the distance from these three are all the same, which means I'm not using those back brackets anyway. I'm just gonna have it point straight to the back. Not ideal, but kind of a neutral, what I did with the Firebird, basically like a neutral setup, I guess what you call it, is what it works. Still gonna have to work that out, the bracket, but that's later. For now I'm just working the overall shape. So I mean, it ain't bad. It's kind of hard to see. So some spots I cut down, other spots I raised with foam, obviously same here. And then now I'm just going to use the industrial adhesive, mixture of all kind of chemicals. But as you can see right there, that gives you a good example of what you can see. Ignore the shadows because they make it look slanted, but the reality it is these three pods are pointing straight back at the back of the car. The gauges internally were angled at the driver, so if I don't use the internal mechanism and rework it to how I want it, it's actually going to play right into what I want it to do. So now that I have the rough shape, now I can start using something a little more firm, and so on and so on and so on. The back, of course, is going to need a lot of structural support, but I mean, it is what it is. I just spray foamed it and threw it in overnight, so it's a start.